Hi, this is Michael Adams for CEORoaster, and yeah, as you know, I'm still on the Edelmetallmesse in Munich in 2016, and today's the second day, Friday. Yesterday, I was invited to a dinner presentation, a meeting, and among the companies that have presented where was Galane Gold and actually Nick. I was chatting to Nick, and this is how I got involved with the company. And I really think that this is a story you need to hear. It's different to some of the other stories that usually I'm covering because we have a project in Africa. But what that's all about, that's what Nick is going to tell us right now. So, Nick, thanks for taking the. First of all, thanks for the invitation yesterday. Really great dinner, and you had a lot of big shot investors there. At one table, and I was chatting with them after the dinner, and everybody seems to be impressed from your company. So, but maybe give us first of all a big the big picture of the company.
Okay, well, the big picture is we have two assets. One's a producing asset in Botswana, producing around, next year forecasting around 30 to 32,000 ounces at all-in sustaining of around $950 an ounce. Right. We spent the last couple of years developing an underground mine there, and we're in the main ore body now. So if you look at our results, you'll see they're improving, and next year will be a good year for us. On top of that, about a year ago, we purchased an asset in South Africa called Galaxy Gold. Okay. And Galaxy we've been putting back into production. We expect to commission the plant this month and have first gold probably at the end of the month or the beginning of next month. And we're forecasting around 12,000 ounces from there next year at an all-in sustaining of around $650 an ounce.
And that's all in, 650?
All in, everything.
Okay, remind me, where's gold trading right now?
Hey, 1,300. That's why I've got a smile on my face.
Yeah, right. I told, and that's why you could host this dinner for all the investors, I guess. No, but the feedback was really good from the investors that I got. So when you talk to the investors, and what's kind of the feedback they give you? What do they want you to achieve? Like what's the outlook for 2017 and beyond?
Look, I mean, my ultimate goal, and there's companies are different sizes, but you want to become a mid-tier company, around 100,000 ounce producer, and that's where my goal is. So if I take Mopani, and I've got a plan to ramp up Galaxy to 60,000 ounces, add that to Mopani, I'm going to be a 100,000 ounce producer. I can do that through my own cash flows, but it'll take me 7 to 8 years to achieve that. Right. But at the moment I'm trying to find funds to progress that. I don't need much, only around $20 million.
Only 20 million?
Only 20 million.
Wow.
And in about 2019 I could be a 100,000 ounce producer. If I look at Canadian markets, when gold was last 1,700, 100,000 ounce producers were valued at $1 billion. We're valued at the moment at around $17 million. Right. Yeah, so there's a lot of upside to us.
Yeah, I agree, and I can understand why a lot of your investors and also the guys yesterday have been really excited to talk to you, right? Yeah. So he was the guy in demand yesterday. It was tough to get a hold of him. But let's talk about Botswana. How's the situation? Because I'm not familiar with Botswana. I know it's in Africa, right? But that's almost the only thing I know. And I guess a lot of the viewers are not familiar with Botswana too. Tell us a little bit about how the situation is there. Is that stable? Is that like the DRC? Is that or whatever?
Look, I mean, I've worked in the DRC. No. I've worked in Zimbabwe. Okay. I've worked in some of the countries. Botswana is lovely, So when I'm in the UK, I do a presentation, and I have a presentation on Botswana. And do you know Botswana's less corrupt than the UK?
That doesn't speak for the UK.
I know. Most Germans aren't surprised by that. British are surprised by that. So Botswana is #1 mining jurisdiction in Africa. Okay. It's always in the top 10 in the world.
It's top 1 in Africa, even before South Africa?
Yes. Yeah. You've got to imagine that, the Botswana government is a 50% shareholder in Botswana, the biggest diamond producer in the world, with De Beers. So they understand mining. If we go back 4 years ago when gold price fell away from us, I went to see the minister. I said, look, we've got an issue. We can't survive at the current gold price. And they waived the royalties. Yeah.
So you talk to the government and they... Okay.
And I can't imagine you can do that in most countries, yeah?
I doubt that you can do it in Germany. Yes.
But they understood for the long-term good of the country and for employment, because we're the biggest employer in Francistown, a population of 200,000 people. Right. Yeah. That it was better that we continue mining. then we stop mining.
No, I agree, but this is like common sense, and usually the politicians don't have common sense, at least in Europe. So,
If I give you another example, most countries in Africa will require you to have some kind of state ownership. Botswana, they made the decision that they didn't want any state ownership because they believed that it stymied investment in companies.
okay.
Yeah, so we're 100% owned, and there's no requirement for any kind of indigenization or anything like that in the company.
Okay. Now that sounds really cool. And maybe kind of to sum up, can you give us a little bit of a background on yourself and also the other team members that are involved?
So my chairman is a chap called Ravi Sud. I like to think of him as he's a guy who does cereal transactions. So he's chairman of Feronia, which is the biggest palm oil producer in Africa. Okay. He's also the chairman of Transeastern, which is a renewable energy company out of Romania. His vision when he employed me, and I came out of Glencore, his vision when he employed me was he was going to build another Glencore. Not so much these days. He's changed his story. He doesn't want to be the new Glencore anymore, but he wants to have various companies taking advantage of various opportunities in the world. Myself, as I've just hinted to, my background is actually in trading, energy trading. I went to Africa to be a CFO of a transmission company.
Okay.
When I was there, I met the Glencore guys. They were in Zambia. I went to Katanga Mining, big copper mine in the Congo, which was owned by Glencore. I was the CFO there. From there, I went to Medellin Gold, which is the biggest producer in Zimbabwe, 100,000 ounce producer. Okay. And then I came into Galane about 4 years ago now.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that was a really good first introduction to my viewers and subscribers, and I will keep you posted about the major developments in the company, and maybe on the next show when we meet up we just do a video update. So for now, thanks very much.
Thank you.